Hello my friend, welcome to my channel. So today this is the problem I'm gonna solve. So you have to find the domain of this function y equals 1 over x plus 2. If you look at the function, you can see this function is in the fractional form. In numerator you have 1 and in your denominator you have x plus 2. So as you know, your denominator cannot be 0, right? So your x plus 2 cannot be 0. So let's find out the values that gives you x plus 2 equals 0. So this is your equation. If you solve this equation for x, so you have to subtract 2 from both sides and you will end up with x equals negative 2. So at x equals negative 2, your denominator is 0. So this is the only point where you get your denominator equals 0. Okay, so x equals negative 2. So in the domain, you have to remove this negative 2. So what will be the domain of this function? So we have the real line, right? Which is from negative infinity to positive infinity, right? So in the center you have 0. But now we have a problem at x equals negative 2, because when we substitute x equals negative 2, then your whole function is not defined because your denominator equals 0. So we have to remove this point from your domain. So you have to remove this negative 2 from your domain. Now, what is the domain? So we have to consider this one. So we don't have any problem with other values in the x-axis, right? So look at this side. What is the set? It is negative infinity to negative 2, right? Now what about the brackets? Since we exclude negative 2 from the real line, so we have to use the open brackets, which is the parenthesis. And also we have to use the parenthesis for negative because we cannot use close bracket for negative, because negative infinity. So infinity is not defined, right? So open brackets. Now you have to look at the other side from negative 2. So what is that set? It is from negative 2 to positive infinity. Again, what will be the brackets here? So we excluded negative 2 from the domain and positive infinity is open brackets. And you have two sets. One is this one. This is your set A and this is your set B. Then how do you represent your whole domain? You have to use union of these two sets. This is the union operator. This set, any value in this set or any value in this set represents your domain. So that's the definition. So this represents this whole thing, negative from negative infinity to negative 2 union negative 2 to positive infinity to represent your domain of this 1 over x plus 2 function. So I think you understand this one. Thank you.